What's up, guys, and welcome back to Morecambe. And well, we've only made it through to November 2nd, to be precise. Yeah, I've just not played that much FIFA this week, so unfortunately, I didn't actually make it all the way through to the end of January. So we'll have to wait another week for that. But I thought I'd do a video anyway, and just go over what's happened so far in the league. Currently, Champions Cup, we are sitting top of our group over, was it Inter Milan? I think it was right. Yeah, Inter Milan, 5 points. Dortmund, only 3 points from 3 games. Only 3 points. They've lost 2 and won 1. So not a great showing by Dortmund. Shakhtar Donetsk sitting bottom with one draw and 2 losses. And we're at the top. 2 wins, a draw, and 0 losses. So yeah, pretty well, decent performing. Only conceded 1 goal. Only scored 3, but then again, not too bad comparing to the other teams in the group. We'll have a little look through all the other groups and just see what's happening. Bayern currently sitting top of their group, played 3-1-3. Celtic not doing too well. PSV doing even worse. PSG sitting top, 9 points, another run, 3 wins from 3. Juventus, only 1 point from 3 games. Not very good. Wolfsburg doing pretty well in that group to be above Juventus, and only 6 points, only 3 points behind Paris, so yeah, doing not too badly, Wolfsburg. Atletico top in their group, again, 3 wins from 3, Lyon, not too bad. Benfica doing alright, Ajax kind of underperforming, only drawn 1 game from 3 and lost the other 2, so yeah, whatever. Celta Vigo top over Spurs, quite a close group, only 1 point back to Spurs and another point back to Sporting. So yeah, that could go anywhere really. It's not anybody's. I mean, even Galatasaray could get themselves back into that from there. So yeah, it's all to play for in that group. Barcelona top in their group, 9 from a potential 9 points. Zenit second and Schalke third, both on 4 points. And Grasshopper being absolutely awful, only managed to score 1 goal and conceded 8 in 3 games. So yeah, not the greatest result for them. Real Madrid, top in their group, another 3 wins from 3. AS Monaco, just above Basel by a point, and then Standard Liège, 1 point, languishing at the bottom. Back round to our group. Chelsea not doing too well, sitting only second in the group. I mean, they're only a point behind Leverkusen, but you'd expect them to do a bit better than that, possibly. Roma doing alright. Again, that's another group that could go anywhere. Roma, Chelsea and Leverkusen all playing for it. Any one of those 3 could end up finding themselves in the Europa League slot. Porto look like they're out of it already. No points from 3 games. Not a great showing by them. And we're back around to Group A. So yeah, Champions Cup is looking a bit interesting. We're doing very well. Pastore, for some reason, sitting top of the goal scorers chart with 5 goals. How he scored 5 goals from midfield. Oh yeah, Harry Kane plays for Bayern Munich. And Lacazette for Wolfsburg. It's all over the place. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But yeah, we're doing pretty well in the Champions League. Actually, I'll go back into that so we can then go and have a look at the Premier League. Right, Premier League, we are sitting top by, well, goal difference effectively over Spurs, who are doing... The league this season has been a bit more realistic than it has been in previous seasons, so far at least. Normally, the last couple of seasons, the first 6 months, most of the teams that you would expect to be top 6 completely underperform, and in the second half, that's when they actually start to turn up. And this season is actually a bit more realistic, apart from the fact Chelsea are sitting 14th and Liverpool 12th, even Arsenal are sitting 10th, but at least the 2 Manchester clubs and Spurs are kind of doing where you would expect them to be. Very close table again. I mean, we've only played 10 games of the season, but that's, yeah, only, 2 points covers the top 5? 3 points covers the top 7, so yeah, it's a very, very close league. I mean, all the way down, 2 wins gets you all the way down to Liverpool in 12th. So you lose 2 games in a row, and a team in 12th Liverpool win 2 games in a row, and suddenly they're on equal points with you. So yeah, it's a very close table. Derby doing absolutely awful, 3 points from potential like 30, have kind of drifted off. West Brom as well doing very poorly, only 6 points from 10 games. And Sunderland not doing too well either, but at least Sunderland are still in touch with the people in front. I think Derby, I'd be surprised if Derby stay up even this early in the season. Only 3 points from 10 games. I would be surprised if they turn that around. I mean, it's not impossible. Like, they can definitely turn it around, but going by that form, it's going to be very difficult for them to somehow pick up the pace and actually get the points required to get them back into a fight again. It's it's going to require a lot of teams above them to start dropping quite a lot of points, but it's not out of the question, especially this early in the league. But yeah, I think that's pretty much. There's not much to chat about really, given we're only in November. FA Cup still in the early stages. EFL Cup, we've been drawn against Tottenham in the quarter-final, who actually put out Man United on penalties. So yeah, tough round for them in the round of 16, and yeah, we managed to beat Arsenal, which was actually a relatively simple game. It wasn't. I seem to remember it being a relatively simple game. I don't remember it being stupidly difficult. Portsmouth as well made it all the way through to the quarterfinals, as have Rochdale. Not too bad for them. Rochdale seem to turn up every year in one of the cups. They managed to make it all the way through. They beat Fleetwood 1-0. So yeah, it's some interesting results going on there. I'll have a look at the squad. We have had another injury blow, as per fucking usual. Asensio, after like 2 weeks of being in the season, goes and breaks his ankle, so he's out for 3 months. I think he's still got like 2 months to go. Possibly. I'll have a quick look. What's my injury list looking like? Yeah, essentially it's 6 weeks, so a month and a half left. Broke his ankle. Absolutely brilliant. I just can't believe every season this happens. We just finish a transfer window, and one of our main men gets completely annihilated in a game and has to be out for half the season. I mean, 3 months isn't as bad as it has been in the past when we've lost players for 6 months and stuff like that. Like when we lost, who was it? Loftus-Cheek, we lost for 6 months at one stage. There was somebody else as well we lost for 6 months, but 3 months, I can at least live with 3 months. We do have a lot of quality players who can fill in. I tend to just play either Hazard in that sort of position, but play him maybe more of a centre forward as opposed to a number 10. I play him sort of just behind Augustinsson. He actually tends to play really well in that sort of position. Finds himself a lot of space and gets some very nice runs in behind. So yeah, I quite like having him play there, and it might be something I do more often. But we do also have Mbappe we can bring off the bench, play maybe a Lamar through the middle and Mbappe off the right, with Gomez as well and Damari Gray. So, and we can also play Loftus-Cheek if we have to through the middle. So a lot of options. Very nice to have those options. So yeah, that's something good to have. But interestingly, this whole season we've actually been struggling quite a bit in games. Like we've really struggled to come through some games. We've had a lot of draws that we probably should have won, but teams, I don't know if it's just... Wait a minute! Eden Hazard has gone down a point. He has gone down a point. I mean, he is 30 now. So I was expecting him to go down eventually, given that he's now 30, probably going on 31 shortly as well. But yeah, that's unfortunate. He's gone down a point. Doesn't really change much, to be honest, but it's annoying. It's kind of annoying. I wanted to have, like, I could have had like 4 90 rated players in a while. I could have had 5. Like Lamar's making it that way. Augustinsson would have made it to 90 shortly. By Asensio and then Hazard as well. We'd have had like this total ridiculous like spine through the middle of 90 rated players, but unfortunately it's not to be. But anyway, yeah, we've been drawing a lot of games that we probably should have been winning, and I think teams, whereas last season teams saw us as still a decent team. We had like a lot of like sort of 82 rated players and stuff like that, but our defence was a bit average. Our fullbacks were pretty average. Actually, yeah, last season our fullbacks were pretty decent. Michelin and Riverios, or whatever his name was, that we had on the left back. yeah, they were not too bad, but we just had a bit of a. It was an alright squad. It was an alright squad in terms of the actual ratings, but I think a lot of teams last season saw us as a potential we can get points off them. Whereas I think this season a lot of teams are coming into games basically setting up for draws and to hit us on the counter attack, and it's just basically resulting in a lot of games of me with a lot of possession passing around the final third and having to try and find the final pass into somebody up front to try and hit it in the goal, which yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. It's always a struggle to try and score goals when teams set up like that. So yeah, we've been struggling a few times to try and hit teams. It tends to be when you come up against teams like Tottenham and Arsenal and teams that are supposed to be good quality teams, they actually play against you. They actually go out there to try and win. And that's the games where you end up winning the game 3 or 4-0 because they actually push up the field and you can get the space in behind to play. When you go in against a team like West Brom or Derby or somebody like that, who are down the bottom end of the table, they're just setting up for a draw at the very least to try and see us out and just hope that they can get a point, or if they can, sneak the 3 points on a counter-attack somewhere. And it tends to more than often end up working out for them. They'll just sit there, completely pack the box, and there's very little you can do about it. Especially Augustinson, he's not the tallest player in the world. He is decent in the air, but he's not tall. And we don't really have a tall player that we can bring on. Mbappe's not tall. Moreno Barroso we had wasn't that tall. Dongu's pretty tall and pretty strong. He's good in the air, but he's not actually that tall. He's only 5'9". But he is good in the air. He does have good heading accuracy and jumping as well. What was his heading accuracy? I found it. His jumping's 84. Heading actually is only 62, so yeah, he's not the greatest. He's big and physical and strong, but he's not that great at actually knocking balls in the net from crosses and stuff like that. So yeah, it is a bit of a. I think probably one of our tallest players is Asensio, to be honest, at 5'10". I'm not sure we have. Gomez he's 5'10" as well. So yeah, we've not got many tall players. Indeed, he's 6'2". He's pretty good in the air. Bailly's decent in the air. Villas-Boas and Ducksworth as well, but really that only comes into its own when we've got a corner. We can actually put people up there. So everybody else are forwards. They're not going to be knocking balls in the net from crosses very often. So we're going to have to play through them. We don't have the options to play a ball over the top to somebody. Loftus-Cheek's always an option if we bring him off the bench every now and then. Stick him up there. He's always got the option. But yeah, it does result in some pretty boring tactical layouts by the opposition just trying to see us out, but that is what it is. We have to deal with it. We're dealing not too badly given we're currently sitting top of the table, so can't be that bad. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to chat about this week. We're off to play Shakhtar Donetsk in the next round of the Champions Cup, and hopefully we win that. I think if we win that, then we secure progression to the knockout stage. Depends what Dortmund do at Inter. I think if Inter win, then Dortmund can't catch us. If Dortmund win, then it is possible somebody could catch us, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it is still possible that we could get caught if we beat Shakhtar, but it'd be very, very challenging for a team to do it. And I think we might still end up probably getting through anyway in second place. So if we beat Shakhtar, we go through. If we lose to Shakhtar, then it's all tits up. Everything can go anywhere. But hopefully we don't, and hopefully we do actually beat them. So yeah, that's what I'm about to go and play. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you're new around here and want to keep up to date with all my stuff. So yeah, hit that big red button, and I'll see you next week for hopefully January transfer window if I play enough, which shouldn't be too difficult. So hopefully I will. And yeah, I'll catch you then. So until then, cheerio.